In this video, we're going to talk about some essential WordPress plugins you could use on your WordPress website to add some different features and functionalities that you're probably going to be interested in after watching today's video. So my name is Nick Foy, the founder of Under30Wealth.com, where I'm currently teaching real estate investing and different income growth strategies to earn passive income. Real estate investing is one route, but this website mainly dives into that topic. It also goes into, building a business, a service business, an online business, selling things with e-commerce. So you can check out more blog posts. I'll link to it below in the video description. And when I run this website, I've got these different plugins that I use to help my website do different cool things. So for example, starting off in the popular plugins tab here, you're gonna need to go into the plugins tab in your WordPress dashboard, which is right here. Just go to add new. Once you click add new, it's going to open up this page here. You're going to see it's on the featured tab. I've come over here to the popular tab. Once we're on the popular tab, this is going to list out all the popular WordPress plugins that a lot of websites like to use. There's over 60,000 different plugins here, but the main popular ones are going to be showing up here on this first page. So starting off at the top, if you need a contact form, you've got contact form 7. That's not the one I use. I think Formidable is what it's called. So it's a different type of a form that I create. It's a drag and drop page builder where I can enter, a name box, an email box, a phone number box, a message box. So it's just drag and drop. Contact form 7 is pretty easy to use too, but if you're gonna have a contact page, you're gonna want a contact form on there to capture people's information. If you're like a service business or like a dentist's office, doctor's office, those sort of things, so you can capture people's inquiries. They become leads. Next, we've got Yoast SEO. This is the #1 plugin I recommend installing first. It allows you to optimize each of your web pages on your website for search engines. So Google, Bing, Yahoo. These are different search engines people hop on, and when they type different things into these search engines, if it's relevant to what your web page is about, like if you're a dentist and you have a guide on, cleaning your teeth, then that web page might show up in the search results of Google when somebody's typing in, stuff about dentists and cleaning teeth. Or if you're like a local business, like a local plumber in like Miami, Florida, for example, and somebody types in, best plumber in Miami, Florida, if you've got a website page optimized around that keyword phrase, then your result is likely to be the one that shows up in Google. So Yoast SEO is a cool tool. We've got other videos walking you through how to use it, but it will help you get your website showing up in Google so that you can get that traffic when people are typing in those local search results like best plumbers, best dentist office, things like that. If you're worried about spam and you get comments all the time, I get a lot of spammy comments from just robots basically spamming out a message or filling out my contact form fields, wasting, entries. You can install this plugin here to try to combat spam. I think there is a pro version that you might have to pay for, but it can help reduce spam if that's something plaguing your website. Jetpack is a plugin that gives you website stats. It also helps with search engine optimization. I still prefer the Yoast SEO plugin, but this one has that functionality. It's got social sharing, protection like security, backups. So it's kind of an all-in-one plugin. It's got a lot of installs again here, you can see, but it's got a kind of shaky review. It does cause issues sometimes with other plugins. So if you notice your website's kind of acting up, sometimes it could be plugins that are malfunctioning with each other because they're kind of competing with each other. So Jetpack's one that I've found that kind of causes issues with other plugins. So that's why I typically don't have it installed on my website. You can see I don't have it installed right now. Classic Editor is one that I do have installed though. It's the old school editor for WordPress that I like to use when I'm writing blog articles and creating pages. I don't like the new block editor they came out with. So when you open up a new blog post in your WordPress dashboard, you click on new post, you'll see the traditional new block editor they've got, but I like the old classic editor. So I installed it as a plugin so that it overrides the new one and it still has me open up my pages with the old classic editor. WooCommerce is for people who want to run a store. If you plan to have an e-commerce website selling products, selling t-shirts, candles, physical products you're going to ship to people, you can set up a little store on your website with this plugin. It allows you to create these little product pages where you can add photos, prices, descriptions, and then it adds a checkout cart feature and it connects to your Stripe or your PayPal account so you can collect payment, and it's a free plugin. WordPress Importer is a plugin you can use if you're trying to import post pages, comments, categories. So if you're moving a website over from another website, you can download all your WordPress files and then import them over into your new WordPress website with this plugin. I've never used it because I always build my WordPress sites from scratch, but if I was trying to transfer a site from one domain to the other, this would be a plugin you could come install. WordFence is a plugin I like to use. It's a security plugin. So Jetpack above, we talked about had a security feature. A lot of times when you buy a hosting plan, like from Bluehost, they try to upsell you on security features. I always like to decline those because WordFence is a free plugin you can install that offers security, and it's got a malware scanner so you can run scans or have automatic scans run on your website once a week to check your files and your database and everything for malware, just to make sure that your website's clean, that it's healthy, and that it's, putting up a firewall and security to try to prevent hackers and people trying to log in and manipulate the password to try to get into your website. So it lets you know all this data on the back end, and you can have different actions like blocking people that are trying to log in unsuccessfully too many times within a certain amount of time. So it's a good plugin to have if you're worried about website protection. Duplicate post, if you want to copy any of your blog posts with one click, this is a quick way to do it so that you don't have to go in and manually copy paste all the text and images. We've got really simple SSL. This is one I'm actually going to install right now. It's a newer plugin that's become real popular. My hosting company actually recommended it to me, and I've installed it on a couple of my other websites as well. But what it does is if you have an SSL certificate installed on your website, sometimes that SSL certificate has trouble firing, or it doesn't work quite right, or maybe it's just expired and you just got it renewed and it's not quite working on your website yet. This really simple SSL, it has no setup required. It basically will just automatically, kind of kickstart your website and make sure that your SSL certificate's working properly. So it's kind of a backup option to make sure your SSL is working. Like right now, you can see mine says not secure. And I noticed earlier when I was out on my website, it was saying not secure. So I do have an SSL certificate, but I don't think it's firing correctly. So that is one issue I wanted to go in today and check out. So actually, I think activating, this new plugin, really simple SSL, will help fix that for me. The Tiny MCE Advanced plugin is another popular plugin, and it's another one I currently have installed. It allows you to add different font things to your blog post. So right here, this bar here is what it installs. This bar normally is not here, but it adds the ability to change the fonts. So I can look at all these different types of fonts I want to change to. I can change the font size. Normally you cannot do this on your own. So this is why I have this plugin installed, because sometimes I want to use bigger font, smaller font, I want to change the type, or I want to change the color. These are the main three features I like to use with this plugin. So it's another beneficial plugin you should have installed. All-in-One SEO Pack is basically a knockoff of Yoast SEO. It's still a very good SEO plugin, but if you have Yoast SEO installed, which is the one we scrolled up here and talked about earlier, then you don't need the All-in-One SEO Pack. It basically has all the same features. They're just competitors. They're different plugins, so you really only need one of them. Elementor Page Builder is a new free page builder plugin that's become real popular of late. It allows you to basically custom build out your website pages with the page builder. All right, next we've got the Google XML sitemaps. So if you have the Yoast SEO plugin already installed, they generate a sitemap for you automatically. But if you don't, then we're going to need a sitemap plugin like the Google XML one. What that does is it generates a sitemap, which is this big, like a folder that basically breaks down all the different web pages on your website. So when you click into the sitemap, it'll show all your different web pages, all your different blog posts, all your different categories. So it kind of breaks everything down in a clean, organized way so that Google can scan your website and learn all the different pages you currently have on your website. And that's how your website gets indexed into these search engines easier and quicker, having a sitemap. So that's an important plugin you should install if you don't use the Google Yoast SEO plugin, which already has its own sitemap feature built in. Now, if you want to connect your website to Google Analytics so that you can watch traffic, monitor users, page times, load times, what people are doing on your website, what pages they're clicking to and from. You can get all this data by installing Google Analytics and then adding it to your website. So if you're not good about copy pasting all this code from Google Analytics into your theme file on your website, you can just install a plugin. It'll make it a lot easier to connect Google Analytics. So the Monster Insights is a really powerful one. There's also another one called Google Analytics WP Dashboard, which we'll probably see further down the list later on. But that's how you're going to install and get your code so that you can connect your Google Analytics account to your website and start monitoring your website traffic. All-in-one WordPress migrations and just another WordPress migration plugin that helps you import files if you're coming over from another website. So here's the Google Analytics dashboard for WP one I was just mentioning. This is the same as the Monsters Insight Analytics plugin, so you can choose which of the two you like better. You can click into the more details to learn about each. I know Monster Insight is kind of limited in features. They try to get you to upgrade to their Pro version where you have to pay for it. So you might want to compare the two. I've used both. Both work great. It's going to be a personal preference up to you. If you need to add another contact form, we talked about Contact 7 up above at the very top of the page. This is another one that's real popular, WP Forms. So you can do a drag and drop builder to build out contact forms. Now to back up your website, I recommend using Updraft Plus. It's a WordPress backup plugin that's free. Once again, when you're buying your website hosting plan, they typically try to upsell you a backup security feature, to protect your website, but you don't need that. You just need this free plugin called Updraft Plus. It syncs it to the cloud, so you can sync it to your Dropbox account, your Google Drive account, or your Amazon S3 account. They've got some other options as well. That way you can keep your files all backed up from your website in case your website ever gets hacked or it's down and you need to re-upload files into the WordPress database. You'll have everything backed up and ready to go. Now, to speed up your website, we've got the WP Super Catch plugin. This helps catch your website pages, so when visitors visit, they automatically load quicker in the browser. So it's important to install this plugin if you want to speed up your website. I have a different catching plugin, which we might see further down this list. So that's why this one is currently not active on my website. It is installed, I just haven't activated it because I have another one I'm using right now called WP Fastest Cache, and it's got a little leopard icon instead of this icon, so you'll know it when you see it. Regenerate thumbnails, I've used this one before as well. It's important if you've got different images on your page that are loading and you're trying to resize images. Sometimes you need to regenerate all your thumbnails if they're not showing up, so this is a cool plugin that can help fix different image issues as well as help with sizing of your images. We've got MailChimp for WordPress. If you're building an email list, this is one of the plugins you can download if you're using MailChimp for your email list builder. That'll help integrate it into your WordPress site so you can collect email addresses and email forms on your website pages. I use ConvertKit. They have also got their own plugin that I've installed. ConvertKit's a more costly plugin than MailChimp, but it offers better features in my opinion, so that's why I'm with ConvertKit for my email list building service. Limit login attempts is great if you're trying to prevent hackers. So if they're going to unsuccessfully log in 5, 6, 7 times in a 5-minute period, you can have them banned for an hour or for a half hour or indefinitely. It's up to you. You can set different restrictions with this plugin. Advanced custom fields. This adds additional fields to your WordPress editor so that you can do different things on your blog posts, adding in new custom fields. We've got Smush, which helps optimize images. It compresses your images so they load faster, so there's smaller file size. This is an important one I've got installed on all my websites so that my images in my media library can get compressed upon uploading to the media library automatically. And then when I go to import them into my web pages and my blog posts, they're already optimized, and that way my pages will load faster and my website speed will be faster. All right, now I'm going to scroll through here and just look through some other plugins for you guys that I think are the most essential plugins. Those are the mainly important ones up there at the top. That's why these are all ranked up here at the top, because they're going off of how many active installs they have. So the ones that have the most installs, 5 million plus, these are the ones ranking at the top. As you scroll down, it starts shrinking down lower and lower. So far, all the ones we've gone over have over 1 million active installs. They're the most popular plugins. They're important to know about. But now I'm going to start scrolling down here and show you some other ones that I'm going to pick and choose. So Redirection, this is a plugin you can install if you want pages to redirect to get rid of error pages. So if somebody types in the URL wrong, they're going to get taken to a 404 error page. Now with this plugin, you can have them automatically redirected to like your home page or your about page or a start here page. That way they're at least getting taken to some sort of beneficial page rather than an error page. So there's multiple redirection plugins. This is the most popular one right now. It's ranked that's got 1 million plus installs, but there are other ones that have different features you can check out by typing in, redirection up in the search bar. We've also got the W3 Total Cache plugin. This is another caching plugin like the one we went over earlier that helps speed up your website, caching your different pages. It's a little more complicated to set up. You're going to have to watch a YouTube tutorial to learn how to customize the different settings for it. But once it's set up, it's a good one. It's got lots of different things you can do to speed your website up, and that's how you're going to, get those page load times faster. If you ever need to disable comments, they have this plugin that's like a comment manager. Ninja Forms, again, another contact form builder that people can use. I've tried Ninja Forms before as well. So it's a good one. Now we've got the GDPR stuff with the European, Union. So if you need to create a cookie notice, this is a good plugin to help you get that set up so that it pops up when somebody comes to your website. You're probably noticing that when you go to other websites, there's these little pop-ups that say, notice we use cookies. Click OK if you agree. And so this is probably, what this plugin does. We've got Auto Optimize. This is one I have installed right now that's active. It also does a lot of the same things that the W3 Total Cache plugin is going to do. So you can minify different files. You can compress different files together. It can optimize images, CSS, JS. So it's got different features that help speed your website up. Now let's move on to page 2. And again, I'm going to go through here and just pick out some random different plugins that, I think are the most important. So I use the WP Fastest Cache plugin. This is the one we've got installed and activated right now. Again, it's just like W3 Total Cache as well as the other caching plugin we reviewed earlier. Let's see, we've got Coming Soon. This is a good one if you're just setting up a website or if you need to take your website, offline for a day to do some maintenance work on some certain pages like your home page. You can set up the Coming Soon message so that they get that if they try to go to your home page. We've got a gallery plugin if you're trying to build out some different WordPress photo galleries mixed into your blog articles or into your web pages. If you want to add pop-ups to your website, OptinMonster is a good one. I use them for a long time. They do have a subscription fee you have to pay for each month to get access to them. And then once you have a membership with OptinMonster, you can install the plugin and you're going to have to paste in your activation code or your user ID and all that to connect it. But it's a really cool plugin. They've got a lot of nice professional looking forms that you can use to create these really engaging pop-ups that can help grow your email list. And once you grow your email list, you're going to have people that you can send blog articles to, sales pitches to, and other marketing content to try to generate income for your website. So building an email list is important. You want to have email forms on your website. I'd recommend checking out the OptinMonster plugin. All right, scrolling down here, if you do have a store, you can use the WooCommerce PayPal Checkout Gateway plugin extension. This adds a payment PayPal option into the payment options for WooCommerce. So you can use PayPal, let people check out with PayPal. There's also a Stripe integration as well. Stripe's another payment collection system. You can install the plugin for to add Stripe to your WooCommerce checkout. That way you give people multiple options of checking out with a credit card or going over to like PayPal and using PayPal to check out. All right, if you use SiteGround as your hosting company, I use Bluehost for some of my websites. I use SiteGround for some of my websites. SiteGround has their own optimizer plugin you can install, and that's help speeds your website up. So it does a lot of the same features that these other plugins do. It has a caching feature, it has a minify and compression feature to help compress different files. They've got, some image optimization, lazy loading. So it has a bunch of features all combined into one plugin so that you don't have to have lots of different plugins for lots of different website speed features. So it's a really handy plugin that I use on some of my websites, and I've noticed that those websites do perform at a fast load time speed, I think largely due to having this optimizer plugin installed. If you don't use the WordFence plugin, the other security plugin is the Security. So this is the second option to use. WordFence, however, is the most popular one for security and checking your website for malware and blocking hackers. But this is another good one you can check out as well. Now the Stripe WooCommerce payment gateway we just talked about a little bit. That's to add Stripe checkout so that people can pay with credit cards or debit cards on your website. If you need to do a GDPR cookie consent, here's another one for that. We've got WP statistics if you want to add statistics to your WordPress dashboard so you can look at how much traffic you're getting inside of your WordPress account. I typically just go over to Google Analytics, and I also use a plugin called Clicky, and those are two analytic places that I look at all my website traffic. But there's also these other plugins like WP Statistics that's built for WordPress. Google Maps, another good one to have if you want to add a Google map, like if you're a service and you want to add a map for your business, like a hair salon or a dentist's office. This is an easy way to install a Google map to one of your web pages so that people can learn more about where your business is located. Velvet Blue update URLs. This is an important plugin if you're trying to quickly update a URL on your website and you've got it on lots of different pages. So if I used to use a product link to one of my courses on like all my different blog posts, I can quickly go in and update that link using this plugin. That way I don't have to manually open up every blog post and find the link. So it's a lot quicker to just use the Velvet Blues update URL plugin. And then lastly, we're going to get one more. I've not seen it yet, but it's called Pretty Link, and it has to do with updating links as well. You can create these custom pretty links. So I actually have it installed over here. So I'll go ahead and open it up. But you add a link, and when you want to create your own custom link, you use the Pretty Link plugin. So for example, in this case, I'm going to show you the redirect for my YouTube course. So at my YouTube account, when I upload a YouTube video and I'm trying to send traffic to one of my email mini courses, teaching them about email marketing, building an email list, I have this custom link under 30wealth.com, /email. And when I copy paste this link into the YouTube description and somebody clicks on it, then it's going to redirect them to whatever landing page it's supposed to take them to. So we can click this edit button here to open up and see where it's redirecting them to. So here we've got the 10-day email course, and then it's got all this extra code on it. So this is actually Google URL campaign tracking code. I set up a custom Google URL campaign link. So when somebody goes to this link, it tracks that they're coming from YouTube, and then the medium is video, and then the campaign is the email mini course. So that tells me inside my Google Analytics where that traffic came from by using the tracking Google URL campaign link. Now to get rid of all this ugliness, I use a pretty link, so we can make this custom pretty link here under 30wealth.com/email-real estate-lessons. So when they click on this link in my YouTube description, it redirects them to this ugly link, and then this ugly link has tracking capabilities so I can see inside Google Analytics where they're coming from. So that's one of the benefits of having Pretty Link. Another benefit, if you ever change where you want to redirect somebody to go to, like the target URL, if I decided to change this and send them to a new website page on my website, I don't want to have to go in and update all the URLs again. So instead, all I have to do is come in here and update this, and then it's good to go. Whenever they go to this link again, they get redirected to the proper URL page. So it's kind of like a one-time thing where I set up this link and then I can redirect to many different web pages by just changing the target URL rather than having to go and update the links all the time. All right, that's going to wrap up this video. Just wanted to do an overview video of all the different plugins that you could be installing to your website. These are all the plugins I currently am using on my website. I've already created a video running through all of them, so check on my channel for that video. A lot of them we've already covered today. Most of those were on the popular page inside of the Add New Plugins page, but there's a few other ones I use that are specific to my website that might not work for you. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you gained some insight on new plugins that you should be adding to your website to add different features and allow you to do different things. Again, just go to plugins, go to add new, check the popular page, and then you're good to go. Start installing and activating. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Yo, check this out. So if you type in asknickfoy.teachable.com, asknickfoy.teachable.com, when you hit enter, it's going to open up my resource library. So I've been working on tons of training video modules, and I put them together in these different courses. And you can go over here to asknickfoy.teachable.com, and you can learn how to start a website that makes money. So this is called Profitable Blogger. You can also learn how to make money from social media like Pinterest. You can also learn real estate investing. So these are 3 ways I currently make money right now. I'm making $6,000 to $7,000 a month. I've already come out with a video showing you how I was making $1,400 a week a little while back, and we're on pace to eventually get to $10K a month passive income through websites, through social media, and through real estate investing. So these three methods combined, I created these three training courses. You can go here to asknickfoy.teachable.com to check them out, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the inside when you enroll in them. Yo, before you go, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, Nick Foy TV. If you hover the lower right corner of your video right now, you're gonna see the little red subscribe button. When you hover that, it's gonna pop up that subscribe button, and it would mean a lot. I already appreciate you gave me your time, your attention today, but if you could also hit that subscribe button, support the channel, and smash the like button, as they all say in every YouTube video. So smash the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.